The Red Sox take 2 out of 6 on this past road trip. I'm not worried yet. We'll talk about that in today's video. Plus, is there a hidden gem waiting for the Red Sox and potentially the key to a Red Sox World Series run? We're also going to discuss that in today's video. But before we do, my bosses sat me down and they said, Jack, you're not getting enough comments on your videos. So I'm making a challenge to you today. Whoever comments the most individual comments on today's video, I'm going to shout you out in tomorrow's video. So go down below in the comments, comment 5, 10, 15, 20 times. Whoever comments the most is going to get a shout out on tomorrow's video. You can comment whatever you want. I mean, obviously, be nice. Don't comment anything out of pocket. You can just type me 15 times. Join in. Let's make the movement happen. I'm trying to get a bunch of comments so I can get my bosses off my back. Is Payton Tolle the missing piece for the Boston Red Sox? That's what we're discussing first here in today's video. Zachary Rotman of Fansided posted an article, the top 4 prospects who are about to flip the playoff race on its head in September. And one of those 4 prospects was Payton Tolle. Now, obviously, a call-up probably won't happen until September when rosters go from 26 to 28 players, but September is the most critical time of the season if you're in a playoff race. So Payton Tolle could definitely be the name that gets called up to the roster. And with the way that the rotation looks, inconsistent at best, he might be the catalyst to a successful playoff run. But let's see what Rodman had to say about Payton Tolle. He said Tolle might not have generated many headlines outside of Boston ahead of the season, but his stock has soared rapidly to the point where he's now the 28th overall prospect on MLB Pipeline's updated top 100 list. The 22-year-old Southpaw began the season in high A, but has worked his way up to triple A and has a 3.31 ERA with 119 strikeouts in 18 appearances and 81 2/3 innings overall. Oh yeah, and this season is his first taste of pro ball. He's been nothing short of dominant. Now, we've talked about Tolle a few times over the past week or so because he got called up to Worcester. He made his debut. He struggled a little bit, but there's a lot of context involved in that stat line. I got in an argument with someone in the comments over it. Not an argument. It was a conversation. I don't think argument's the right word for it. But, you know, one bad outing, one bad stat line with a lot of context needed. If there was not an error on a potential inning-ending double play, I believe it was 5 runs that were on his line wouldn't have scored because they all got scored in the first inning. And then he, I believe, threw 4 shut innings after that. I don't know. But I think that Payton Tolle, if he were to get called up in September, could be the anchor of this bullpen, the electricity in this bullpen that it's kind of missing right now. You've got Garrett Crochet, who is your ace. There's no doubt about that. He is phenomenal. Had a bad outing a few days ago. It is what it is. But then other than that, it's inconsistency and not a lot of electricity. Brian Bayo's good, but is very inconsistent. We've seen it for his entire career. He's been better this year, but still inconsistencies. Lucas Giolito has been your number 2 this year, but has also put together really poor outings. And then you've got Walker Buehler and Dustin May, who you never know from day to day what you're going to get from them. So you could get a Cy Young caliber performance from Dustin May 2 days ago, or you can get Walker Buehler yesterday, who threw a relatively good outing, but still gave up four runs on 2 home runs. So if you can get a little bit of consistency, if you can get a little bit of domination from a high-powered southpaw like Payton Tolle, and I'm not asking him to be the number 2, to put him at the number 5. Replace a Dustin May or a Walker Buehler. If you can do that, I think your rotation looks a million times better, and I'm 1,000 times more confident in it than I am right now. But you let me know. You go down below in the comments. Would you call it Payton Tolle in September? I think they're going to call up a position player and a pitcher. So Payton Tolle would be the pitcher. You let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Would you call up Payton Tolle in September? There's a lot of pitching prospects that could potentially be called up, but I think Tolle should be the one to get the call. But you let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Let me know down below in the comments. Here's more from Rotman on Payton Tolle. Promoting a player who began the year in high A to the majors would be pretty unheard of, but why not do it if you're Boston? The team has exceeded expectations in the minds of some, especially given the fact that Rafael Devers was traded away, and Tolle can give them at least one last jolt. Whether he's a premier late-game reliever or a starter would remain to be seen, but Tolle can excel in either role and help the Red Sox finish their season strong. I think if he gets called up, he's a starter. I think Sandlin and Early are more likely to be reliever options, specifically Sandlin, who has been turned into a reliever in Worcester. But if you were to bring Payton Tolle up, I would assume that he would be in your rotation. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. Dustin May and Walker Buehler both are very much on the hot seat right now. You know, I forget who it was. It might have been Alex Spear or Christopher Smith, somebody, or Cotillo, somebody. One of the Boston Beat writers said that Buehler's start the other day was like probably the most crucial start of his Red Sox tenure. And he doesn't just say that to say that. Obviously, there's some rumbling somewhere that Buehler might be a little bit on the hot seat. And Dustin May, while he got here and he was traded here, and you gave away two prospects, including James Tibbs, which I still think was like the worst trade that they could have made at the deadline. I still believe that. If you've got a better option in AAA and Dustin May ends up being a dud, like they are both on the hot seat. Their playoff spots are not guaranteed. I think there's three that are guaranteed. I think it's Crochet, Bayo, Giolito. Buehler and May, I don't know. And with Kyle Harrison shoving in AAA right now, having three straight really good outings, including an outing where I believe he did 4 shut with like 8 Ks at one point. I think his line was even better than that. Like, Kyle Harrison's also knocking on the door. Like, imagine this rotation. Just close your eyes, imagine this. Garrett Crochet, Lucas Giolito, Brian Bayo, Kyle Harrison, Payton Tolle. Do you feel more confident with that rotation or the rotation with Dustin May and Walker Buehler? I think you know where I stand. But all I'm trying to say here is, one, I think Tolle could be the missing piece. I think if you get him up here, he brings a jolt of electricity that the Red Sox need right now because they're starting to get a little stagnant. We're seeing that in this road trip. I think they're starting to get a little stagnant. He could be that jolt of adrenaline, another young guy coming in and revitalizing the clubhouse. And again, Dustin May and Walker Buehler's spots are not guaranteed on this postseason roster. Who do you think is the most on the hot seat? Type WB if you think it's Walker Buehler. Type DM if you think it's Dustin May. Let me know your thoughts by typing the initials down below in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know. I think they both are. I couldn't tell you. I think Walker Buehler helped his stock a little bit. I mean, they both threw good outings in their last outings. So I think they helped their stocks a little bit, but I do still think that of the 5, they are the ones most on the hot seat. But you let me know. WB for Walker Buehler, DM for Dustin May. If the Red Sox end up making a move, we're going to make a video. We did that at the trade deadline. We did that with the draft. We're going to do it in the offseason as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are slowly but surely getting closer to 5,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before the postseason begins. We're going to have watch parties, shorts, long-form videos, everything under the sun. I can guarantee you this is going to be the place you're going to want to be for this Red Sox September push into the playoffs. So hit that subscribe button for daily Red Sox content. Don't miss out. Join the family right now. Red Sox lose 4-1. This was a bit of a nothing burger. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Walker Buehler, it's weird. He put together such an interesting start. Like, it really was like 2 or 3 pitches that did him in. He gives you 6, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks, a lot of 4s in there. I don't like that he's walking more than he's striking at people out. But at the end of the day, like, he pitched a pretty good outing if you actually watch the game. It was like 4 innings really good, and then it was like 2 unfortunate mistakes. Jeremy Pena, home run in the top of the first. You also had a Yainer Diaz a hit that scored another run. And then the Yainer Diaz 2-run home run in the 6th. Other than that, he pitched a really solid ball game. So it was really unfortunate for him. The offense did absolutely nothing for you. You scored 1 run. You kind of made a bit of a rally in the 9th. You got the first 2 runners on, but then you pop out to the shortstop and 2 strikeouts, incredibly uncompetitive at bats. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing I take away from this series and this road trip in general is you leave this road trip 2-4, but you hung in to most of the games. You were competitive. You were putting runners on base. You just weren't executing. And it does concern me. Of course, I have the concerns about playing good teams on the road. The Red Sox have proven that they've not mastered that because they played in Chicago, couldn't win. Played in Philly, couldn't win. Houston couldn't win. San Diego couldn't win. Those were all really good teams. And when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to get to play at Fenway every game. You're going to have to play on the road. So they're going to have to figure out their road woes, but I'm not worried. And the reason why I'm not worried about this road trip is because, yes, the standings don't look great. At the time of recording this, it looks like the Blue Jays are going to lose, I think. Let me completely fact check that. The Yankees, it looks like, are going to probably lose, and the Blue Jays lost. And there was one other team. Who was the other team? And the Mariners lost. So everybody lost yesterday. If the Yankees hold on and lose, everybody lost. So you didn't lose any ground. And your schedule lightens up incredibly. 3 games against the Marlins, 2 games against the Orioles, 3 games against the Yankees, 4 games against the Orioles, 3 games against the Pirates. That's your next 2 weeks. If you can string together 7-8 wins out of that batch of games, you could move up in the rankings very quickly. And I think that the Red Sox are poised to do that because they play a lot of those games at home at Fenway, and then they play a bunch of bad teams on the road. I'm not worried about this team. They need to get into September. They need to get these call-ups up, and they need to push to the playoffs. I think they're a playoff team. I think they're a good playoff team, but the road woes do worry me. But I'm not panicking, and that's the biggest reason why. Oops, excuse me. I just completely dropped my phone. Excuse me, headphone listeners. So I'm not worried. I don't think you should be worried. I don't think you should be pushing the panic button. This is still a playoff team. They're still in a playoff spot. Everyone lost yesterday that was of any note, so no standings changed in any significant way, and the Red Sox schedule gets significantly easier from here. So I'm not worried. You go down below in the comments and predict the Red Sox record against the Marlins. You've got Giolito, Bayo, Crochet. I'm going to say 2 out of 3. The Marlins are a scrappy team, a surprising team. They've had some good wins this year. I mean, hell, they beat the Guardians yesterday 13-4. So they are not a team to scoff at, but they are a team you should beat. So I'm going to go 2 out of 3. I'm not going to predict a sweep, although a sweep could definitely be on the table at Fenway. But you let me know. Predict the Red Sox record down below in the comments. Before we get out of here, I got to give the Twitter shout-outs. I promised on yesterday's video, the next 10 people to follow me on Twitter, I would give shout-outs. So I got to give shout-outs to Colby Mead, Corey Reeves, Tank MMA, Rob, Samuel Salazar, MS Kurt, Michael Friedman, Josh X, Anton Sevenson, and Paolo Stefanini. Excuse me if I butchered any of your guys' names, but that's why you follow me on Twitter. I do give shout-outs from time to time, and we are 20 followers away from 1,000. So go on over there, follow me on Twitter for the latest around the Red Sox. That's it, guys. That's where we're going to end it. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. We're going to see you tomorrow for another video, and then we'll have a short and a video the next day as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time, go Sox.